I just never really had a concept of video parts sticking around. I just kind of wanted to ride, and if they wanted to film me, that was cool.
Was making when Ford came around to do Ford, was that something you were excited about, or were you?
I think I never really had a real. I actually remember hanging out with you and Castillo and talking about video parts, and you guys were always like, you know, this is gonna like, I'm gonna put everything into this, and I just never really had a concept of video parts sticking around. I just kind of wanted to ride, and if they wanted to film me, that was cool. And every time I'd go to a premiere, I'd be like, man, I wish I had worked a little harder on this, because that really wasn't a focus of mine. But yeah, I mean, this part was really cool to come out, and I
Were you happy with it when it came out?
Yeah, I felt like there's a couple bigger things I could have done, a couple ender things, but yeah, I mean, I had a whole lot of stuff that I hadn't seen other people do, so that was really cool. That trick in particular.
Yeah.
I finally figured out how to grind sideways on a ramp. Before that, there was no way to grind sideways on a ramp that I could figure out. Everything was like in line with your pegs, you know?
Yeah.
That was really neat to figure out.
Song choice, Shellac. Jeff in particular wanted me to ask about that.
So I have a story with this. It's pretty freaking cool. When I left home, some skateboarder dude gave me a mixtape. This song was on it. Never heard anything like it. My stepdad wouldn't let me listen to anything but classic rock, which I'm still okay with classic rock, but I had never heard anything different, and this was so different. And I wanted to use a song, and Perrick was like, okay, we can make it work, but we need permission. And so this is the old days. I sent a 2-page handwritten.
Look at that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I sent a 2-page handwritten letter to Shellac at their address on their record, on the back of their record. And they called me, all three of them on a phone, the band, and they're like, hey, we don't let anyone use our music. We just got offered, I don't know, some $30,000 to use a song in a movie. We just don't do that. But you're a fan, so you can use it, just don't put our name in the video. And they let me use the song. And I actually met them. I got to hang out with them, go to some shows. That band Redneck Manifesto, who I made friends with, played a show with them in Ireland, and I went there. And backstage, I got to meet the Shellac guys, and they were like super cool. And people,
Did they remember you?
They did, totally. And people in the crowd were like saying, "Play the Taj song."
Oh, really?
Instead of the song name.
Oh.
And they're like, "It's too hard to play live. We can't play it live." Like every show, someone asks us to play a song, and we can't play it.
That's amazing.
And that's Steve Albini and Todd Trainer and the drummer. I'm friends with the drummer. The drummer has Fairdale bikes. He's awesome. Anyway, yeah, so I got to make friends with him, and like Steve Albini's like, this iconic punk rock figure. Like, it's pretty rad.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, it's just super cool that something so wholesome can really pan out of that, of just like a little bit of effort and a little bit of like analog, like touch on something. So
Why do I feel like I was there that day? Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I've just seen the footage so much. I had a question. What part of, when it comes to like what you like to ride, what are the things that attract you? You know what I mean? Like, we all have our things we just love riding. Mm-hmm. Like, what is it about a spot or about a thing that you see that triggers that thing? Like, oh, this is like, I want to do this. I'm going to pedal at it.
I want to do something that I haven't seen anyone else do there. I want to figure out a different way to ride it. I mean, that's still my favorite riding to watch, is when you see people like, actually, I love it when I see people go to old spots with a new way to ride it. I think that's rad.
Yeah.
But you want to like just find your own thing to do. So that's what I would look for, I generally speaking, I didn't want to ride super small rails that I could just bunny hop the whole way down. It seemed sort of silly to go that slow. But I mean, even in this part, I'm riding like curbs in the beginning, and that stuff was cool too.
That was stuff that I feel like is so formative. If you ask somebody about your riding, they're like, all right, down whips and curbs. And it's like one of those things, because it and couches. Yeah.
This has that famous Texas curb that it's on the corner. That's when I saw you did that, I was so psyched, because that was in trash. Yeah. I love that there's a curb in Austin somewhere that is like a spot for generations.
How does you're filming with Perrick, and you're like, all right, let's go to this curb, or let's go to this couch. Like, how does it come about?
Dave's down. I mean, Dave has always been an amazing supporter.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so few people got to film with Dave, but he was like a collaborator. He had a vision, and he'd be like,
There it is.
Yeah.
this isn't going to work, or no, this is cool, or you can do it better, you know, like just enough. And he didn't like ever direct you, but he made it better.
He had a vision for everything you filmed. When you showed him, he figured out. I really do. That's something important, I think, that has changed. Where there's plenty of filmers, but he was making the video part in his head and directing it, and everything you did, he would also, I think, whether you knew or not, at least with me, direct you into what you needed for your part. To you know what I mean? That's something that Dave might be one of the only few people that ever, like you said, he was a collaborator in a way that other filmers aren't.
When I worked with Dave, I had this realization that videos were not just me riding. It was working with the filmer and like letting them do their art, you know, and Dave was awesome at it. You know, you could really trust him and just like let him tell you. Like I can remember in particular, there's a clip that I felt didn't feel good, and I didn't want any clips there that didn't feel good. He's like, no, watch it. And I was like, oh, okay, it's cool.
Which one is it?
It's like a little 360 on the box jump, so I like kind of go in and out of one, and I just like a real quick 3, and it felt all penciled and stupid.
Yeah,
but it actually looks.
And that was at Thunderdome, and then right.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy.
No, yeah, but
it looks fine.
I guess before we move past forward, this is pretty much the footage of Thunderdome.
Yeah, this is in Shad's video, the blueprint.
It's the only footage of it.
I mean, with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that building got condemned, is that correct?
So yeah, this was in Olympia, Washington. I moved up there with a girlfriend who was going to school, left Austin, nothing to ride up there in the winter. I was only home in the winter. There was a little skate park in Tacoma. I met the people that ran that, and basically convinced them to open a park in Olympia that I would build, and I'd pay for the ramps. And I got the Skate Light. I was sponsored by Skate Light, or I got sponsored by Skate Light, and they could keep it all, but I would just get to ride it for free. That's basically the idea.
Yeah.
All worked out pretty good until an earthquake came, and the ceiling falls, and you can actually see it in some of the clips, but the building got condemned, and so skate park got shut down, broke up with a girlfriend, went back to Austin.
It just shook everything, huh?
I didn't like that little 3.
I love that clip.
I can see where
Dave was right.
I can see in your body position what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, who cares? Right?
Yeah, but I can see it just because I know Taj enough.
But yeah, that part. I mean, that park was awesome. It was super fun.
Was it ever officially open to the public?
Never open to the public.
Yeah.
Even in all this filming, it's condemned. We're not supposed to be in there, but I had keys and we could go in and ride. And so,
so you didn't necessarily lose a shitload of money on it, but you did all that work for free.
It worked out because the building had some weird zoning where it could only be used for entertainment purposes. It had been like a dance hall, and then it had gone under, and then we took it over. So after it was condemned, had to be rebuilt, and then it could be turned into whatever. So the dude who bought it was able to turn it into condos and make a bunch of money, which he wouldn't have been able to do until it had been damaged, basically.
Okay, so he wasn't necessarily bummed either.
The ramps got donated to a park. I mean, I don't know. I did kind of split and,
not deal with it.
Clean up all these ramps. I'm out of here. But that's how it happened.
Yeah.
How was living up there?
I mean, like I said, I was traveling all summer. I was only home in the winter, and it was like cold and shitty in the winter. And back then I had no interest in going.